Welcome to On Cooldown, the weekly WoW news show right here on Marcelian&Online. In today's episode we have mounts, the store kind, the secret kind, and the unknown kind. Which one are you looking out for? Artifact knowledge kicked in, so you will level your neck quicker now if you take advantage of it. And to make it more enticing, island expeditions have new goodies ready, plus the jellyfish world quest is easier to do now. Mike Morheim released a really short interview, more like a statement, now that he's free from any Blizzard clause that would restrict what he could say. We have our first glimpse at the legendary effects of essences, basically the sought out after rank 4. And speaking of legendary, pet battles now give you quest items with reputation rewards so you can get that flying faster. Well, hello there, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the end of the week. And what better way to start your week than with the news? I am Flame, and together with my buddy Orc, we will be your hosts for this evening. In the first bit of today's news, let's talk about a few of the mounts available in 8.2, starting off with the most obvious one, the store mount. This magnificent dragon has been added to the store alongside a separate offer that includes 6 months of sub time. First, let's talk about the actual mount. The community, by and large, is mostly opposed to this kind of thing. Not everyone, just the majority. And feel free to let me know if it's otherwise. But not because Blizzard is selling a mount, but because the mount is game content that you have to pay extra for. And by extra, I mean not with the money you bought the game with, not with the money you spend monthly on subscription, but with additional money that just offers you this mount, normally. I'm also opposed to this idea because it births the concept of me not being able to access the content of the game I paid full price for, then pay monthly again to have access to that full priced game I cannot play otherwise. On top of that, making a cool mount only available if I pay even more. However, I am willing to pay for the mount if it's part of a specific offer, like this one, which I did. I know I'll be playing for the next 6 months, the money I spent is less than I would have spent if I bought the subs individually, since that's how offers usually work, and I get an incentive to buy them now because of the mount. This is fine, for me. Is it fine for you though? WoW has a strong collecting system added, and anything that has to be paid for makes collecting in-game stuff seem a bit bitter. Because no matter what you do to collect all the mounts, you will never have them all unless you pay half the game's price for each additional mount. Blizzard is walking a very thin line between these two concepts, and they know it. Speaking of collecting mounts, what's more prestigious than a rare mount that you have to really go out of your way to get it? This one has a simple method of obtaining it, but still is not part of what you really want to be doing down in azshara. I am talking of course about the fabulous Seahorse mount. The mount is based off of an old fitness model seemingly obsessed with his good looks, which made it into the game when getting this mount. To get it, you have to go to the northwest part of azshara in the Bloodfin Murloc village, where you will see a small lake. That's where he spawns at around 2 to 8 hour intervals, as observed by the secret finding community members Zenkos and Alicat. Did I say that right? Once it spawns, pop your selfie cam toy and take a picture with him in the background, and boom! You have the mount in your bags. Still trying to get it myself. If you've seen the BlizzCon this year, well, last year in 2018, the poster boy for flying was the Alliance only flying mount, the Bee. There was no information on how to obtain it, and even now we are missing a bit, but getting closer. Again, the secret finding community has figured out that this can be obtained this patch from a series of bee related quests. What we know is that a certain NPC is going to help you with this, and that NPC is Barry the Beekeeper, whose whereabouts are currently unknown. Will there be an event? Will he appear in Season 3? Keep your eyes peeled or enable those notifications on our channel, and once we know, you'll be notified on the spot. Artifact knowledge kicked in with 8.2, and these few weeks you will be able to prepare your neck to get the first knot of stamina for that little extra boost once the raid starts. Or maybe even the minor trait. As you know, artifact knowledge is not something we have all the time, so if ever there was a time to farm azurite, considering we are still missing 8.2 content, it would be now. Hop on those island expeditions and also take advantage of the 2 new islands with all sorts of goodies in terms of loot, transmog and stuff. Islands might not be your thing and they're not my thing either, but hey, we gotta do what we gotta do, and a bit of incentive goes a long way. Or maybe you want to do world quests for azurite, and hey, the jellyfish quest is for you. What? It's shit? What? You want 5 minutes alone in a room with the person who designed it? Fair enough. But it was nerfed a bit where the commands are a bit more responsive, so it should be easier to do. It is one of the most notorious quests yet, and frankly, I almost started foaming at the mouth while doing it, but got it in the end, and it was very satisfying. Will I do it again? Probably. Will I rage on stream? Studies suggest to be the case, but what's important is that our efforts feel rewarded and justified. Moving on. Mike Morheim did an interview? I don't know, it was very short, but it did happen during his award acceptance that we mentioned before. 2 important topics were addressed that might interest you as a fan of Blizzard, and old school Blizzard that is. Mike had a non-compete clause with Blizzard, as you would, that ended in April this year, meaning that now he can speak freely about all sorts of things, although professional courtesy might still prevent him from mentioning any dirty details about Blizzard. He claimed for one that in hindsight the MOBA genre was exploited too late with Heroes of the Storm, which most likely contributed to the game's lack of popularity and subsequent esports support withdrawal from Blizzard. Blizzard indeed turned down the creator of the Dota map in Warcraft 3 when they were approached with a potential deal of collaboration. As such, the rights to the name and map went to Valve, with Blizzard biting their own sour lip. We always inferred this, but now it's pretty much confirmed to be Blizzard's thoughts on the matter. Mike is a game developer at heart, and as such we kinda hoped he would go back to making games. And he is actually. He said, and I quote, "I'm allowed to do anything now. The fact is, right now we're still in the brainstorming phase. We're exploring a bunch of different ideas. I don't really have anything that I'm ready to talk about." The fact that he said that, and what it means is that he has a group of people with which he has been planning and, well, brainstorming potential ideas. Although he won't be a part of Blizzard, we still have high hopes considering the last time he did it, he made one of the biggest gaming companies on the market. Will we see Blizzard 2.0? With all these new things Mike learned during the past decades? I just hope his heart and soul for gaming will remain true. Lastly on the menu, let's talk Legendary. Legendary what? Essences and pet battles of course, but let's take them one at a time. On the ArtStation platform, the associate FX artist Luis Arguas, sorry if I mispronounced your name buddy, shared some of the rank 4 essences and their effects. If you don't know, rank 4 is the last upgradable rank of your essence, and it will be a purely cosmetic upgrade and very hard to attain. So hard that probably nobody had access to them on the PTR. The effects look super cool, and really, if you will be in a raid or a battleground with people that have these, not only will they stand out, but probably fry your GPU in the process if you run WoW at max settings. Or maybe not, maybe I'm the only one playing on a potato. Nevertheless, this part of a progression system is amazing, and I've said it before, that this clearly signifies prestige and not power, which is what we've been missing in WoW for a while. Proper prestige to differentiate players that worked hard to attain something as opposed to getting it by sheer luck. And in closing off, we have pet battles! That particularly appealed to Marcelian's boyish heart, lusting for wonder and mastering the arts of training beasts for battle. With this I finally have the excuse I've been craving to talk about Pet battles! If you've been strolling through Mechagon and Nazjatar, you would have undoubtedly seen the multitude of legendary pets scattered around and not just as part of a world quest. Now, if you manage to defeat them, and for an uninitiated master like me with no badges earned yet, it's still pretty hard, you will get a quest starting item that just asks you to turn it into your faction hub for rewards and more importantly, reputation. Yes, if you thought that these 2 weeks before Season 3 really have nothing for you to do, well, with this you can progress through your Pathfinder achievement and all sorts of goodies at your local quartermaster. Yep, even the quest rewards are nice. They differ from pet to pet, but be the right one and you can get epic mats for Mechagon tinkering that usually cost 35k gold at the vendor, or mana pearls in Nazjatar for upgrading benthic items and buying more stuff. Rise of Azshara is so fun. If you haven't started playing again, or maybe just recently got into 8.2, then check our official 8.2 guide. It's official. Shout out to our patrons for their love and support, and if you want to become our patron as well, details are down below. Farm your gear, not only in game, but from our official Teespring link down in the description. Yep, we have gear! T-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs. That's it, right? Yep, that's all we have, but hey, they're branded for World of Warcraft, and you can show them off to your League of Legends friends. Ugh. Thanks for watching the video and have an awesome weekend.